Good evening and welcome to the RotoWire Fantasy Soccer Show. I'm joined with Luis Pacheco at Pacheco on Twitter. I'm Adam Zdroik. Luis, welcome in to the Tuesday night show. How are you feeling on this night?
I'm feeling great. It can go worse than yesterday. So I'm living up my Twitter bio. I'm just donating money to the community, man.
The Tuesday slate, it was pretty much what the odds entailed. It was just plug in the three PSG guys and then go with Abdoulaye Sek, a $2,500 Maccabi Haifa guy. We said Maccabi would score. It turns out it was some guy who I don't even know if he started before, but he got a brace, a center
Yeah,
back from Maccabi Haifa at 2,500. So if you went those four guys, the rest of your team didn't even matter. I think
did not
that
matter.
I
You can
think
put the
those
worst
four
guys.
guys was like 140 points, maybe more. So,
Yeah,
incredible slate though. So hopefully you sec. He was mentioned in the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, I guess that's your fault. Though I did not use him personally, so maybe
yeah.
there's nothing to talk about there. But Wednesday slate, we have Napoli in a similar situation to what PSG was in. So Napoli, 78%, 79% chance to win, 50% clean sheet, 2.42 implied goal total. Home against Rangers. Rangers just gave up 7 goals at home to Liverpool. Napoli has already scored 4 goals at home against the Liverpool against whoever I'm forgetting about here, Ajax.
Yeah.
So we just plugging in six Napoli guys and just taking the PSG route. Don't even think about anything else. Who cares if the rest of your lineup is 2,500? Just plug in Napoli. Is that
Just plug
right?
everybody in. Everybody in.
There we go.
Um, yeah, we're done. You just hang up.
All
I mean,
right.
I think that Napoli is expensive, right? One of the most exciting team in Europe this season, but you have to pay pretty penny. You can do it, but I don't know. I'm as much as I like Karabshela or Lozano or Zielinski, your boy. It's just they're expensive. I feel that Liverpool. There is some chances there. Liverpool does well. I like the Frankfurt Marseille match. I like the Leverkusen Atletico match. So I think um, just going with Napoli is not the same. I don't. It's not as concentrated as in PSG, for example, or what could be Bayern or
Mm-hmm.
Barcelona, right? So we are lucky that Inter is in the earliest slate, so we don't have to worry about them. So a fun slate overall. Are you plugging Karashela? Or I don't know how you say Karashkela. Yeah.
I was gonna say you said that so quickly at first, and I don't even know if I've said his last name before. I must have on a
People say Cabecha, right? Like most people say the first name, right? But
Kvaratskhelia. There we go. That's right.
that sounds great to
I
me,
don't think you can
Karashkela.
play him. He's 10.5K, and
Yeah, I
I
don't
just
think
think
you
it's
can
too
play him.
much.
Yeah, I think it's
So,
expensive.
so we gotta talk about Napoli. Just to get it out of the way. Basically, all these guys are in play to be subbed off. We don't know who's going to be going 90. So we got the
Yeah.
question up front. Raspadori, we got projected right now, but Victor Osimhen, how do you say
Osimhen?
it? Osimhen came back over the weekend. I think he started over the weekend for Napoli. So we have the two, the central strikers there for him.
Baby Simeone in there too.
Yeah, so yeah, right. So another guy, Simeone. So we have all these guys up here, Lozano, and then Zielinski's always subbed off early.
Politano, Raspadori.
So we have that question. It's almost like it's not a must that you get a
No.
Napoli guy in, even though we look at the odds and we see this, and maybe they're going to score 4 goals, but or do we just plug in Lozano here at 7,800 because he's cheap and it seems like he's going at least 75 minutes every match? Or is just that, I mean, that's not too expensive when you
Yeah.
look at the odds and everything here.
When all is said and done, I'm gonna say I'm probably gonna have zero Napoli in my lineup. So It's just I mean, I like the odds, but as you mentioned, it's not like they are the only team that has favor odds, and also there is good prices everywhere, and quite open slate. I think that you know, like there is Son, there is Griezmann at forward. Griezmann expensive though, but there is Son that did pretty well the previous match. Spurs have to win. Napoli, as you mentioned, is classified already as qualified for the next round. They just want to probably secure first spot with a win. But like not completely very excited about anyone. I mean, unless you have the salary for the defenders. Maybe Oliveira has done well, but it's a guy that I never trust since Getafe days. So I don't know. I feel I'm gonna have zero Napoli, and probably that's gonna be my demise. But I don't know. How do you feel about it? Do you want any luck for Napoli? And I mean, it's just Zielinski sounds good, but it's expensive. So
Yeah, we'll have to run through this, but yeah, it's not. There isn't one guy who
yeah,
is a must, but I mean, we've seen Zielinski at this price already this season, and I mean, we've mentioned him. I mean, he's been at least 8,200 on every slate. We mention him on every slate. He has that big, Liverpool performance, 2 goals and assists, and then he had a floor of 18 points in the prior meeting against Rangers. So that's always, in the back of your head, 8,700. That's not terrible. I mean, this is like, I mean, he's cheaper than if like De Bruyne was in this spot. I don't know if
yeah,
you want to compare those guys,
yeah. You
but
could. I think you could.
yeah. So I mean, 8,700. That's not the worst price once we
Yeah,
get to
agree.
midfielders here. So is the first, but at Ford, is Griezmann the first guy into your lineup coming off a brace against Batiste over the weekend?
Looks good. Griezmann looks good. He's pretty much carrying the team on his back, taking corners now. uh, True moving all over the place. Back to Griezmann pre-Barcelona, pre-stupidity days. So he's great. He's a little bit pricey though. I mean, not that it's gonna matter, since I feel there's good prices on Frankfurt, Marseille, but I'm totally in a Son Griezmann forward line for my cash lineup. I like Harit as well, but for some reason Marseille fantasy wise hasn't been as productive, right? So
Outside of Guendouzi 2 weeks ago, I think he was on PKs at like 3,200 or something like that.
yeah, Guendouzi is good. But I mean, I like Griezmann with corner set pieces. Atletico needs to win, especially if Porto doesn't win in the first match. Even if Porto wins, I mean, Atletico is urged to win and then have the final matchup at Porto, needing a win to go to the next round. Um, so he's a guy that he's not gonna get sub unless he's injured. So I like Griezmann. I think the price. I mean, I'll be happier on 8,700 as Zielinski is, but 92 is not as. I mean, I'm kind of sad that it's not 7,000 as it used to be like 2 weeks ago. But like we do what we can. And I like Son at home against Sporting. Um, uh, Spurs is a little bit like Marseille to me. Under Conte, they are more solid, but Son has lost that high floor that he used to have, playing as a winger. Now more as a inside central attacking midfielder. At least it has been more sketchy. I mean, he delivered a lot last matchup, but I mean, always a risk. But I like those two guys, Son and Griezmann for a cash lineup.
I'd probably, I guess we'll get into some of the cheaper options, but I feel like if we're gonna rank these set piece takers, high end set piece takers, I think I'd go Griezmann, Zielinski, and then I'd go Son. I just think 1,100 cheaper for Zielinski than Son
Yeah,
is too much, and I mean, as long as you can find something to do with that extra 1100.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. I mean, Son has been kind of off and on this
yeah,
season, and I know in a recent match he was taking all set pieces over Perisic, but I mean, it's a fluid situation, so it's not something that's not guaranteed. And just Tottenham in general, just the way they play. I know this is, Sporting have had some bad matches in Champions League, but they did lose this first matchup. I want to say it was 1-0. If
yeah.
I'm not
I think they
mistaken.
did, right. I think Sporting won.
It was
So
2-0. I remember I won some contests because I played the
yeah, I play a lot of the Sporting guys were super cheap,
yeah,
right?
I played the Sporting goalkeeper at captain. I'm pretty sure if I
Nice,
remember, but
nice. Yeah, I mean the thing with Son, I mean comparison with Zielinski is like I feel there's more cheap options at midfielder than a forward. Obviously, there is always a forward play. I mean, uh, that might not have a decent floor, but matchup seems good. The incentive seems there. He has done relatively well the last two matches. Against Newcastle was decent. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, it's quite an open slate. Quite an open slate. I mean, maybe you go Morata and Griezmann. Maybe you go Liverpool guys. I mean, Ajax has been terrible, and Liverpool is scoring a lot. Maybe you go Chucky Lozano. Chucky Lozano 7,800 or Politano, one of those guys instead of Son. I think that's good. I mean, I feel better about Griezmann just because he really is been kind of like the alpha on the team, if you want to call it that way. Whereas for the second spot, I can see salary dependent, right? Like depends who you want to play in your spots might be the break even.
yeah, I do like Lozano. If depends what the rest of your lineup's gonna look at for your
Yeah,
second forward, but yeah.
yeah,
Otherwise, for cash games like Dembele, it's 9,400. Even though they're home against Bayern, that's not like a place to attack.
yeah.
You got the Liverpool guys. I'm not sure, they're worth it in cash games. We're looking at the goal odds here. Lewandowski has the best odds to score on the slate at 10.3. Harry Kane's 9,500. He's just under that. Harry Kane actually has the same odds to score as Lozano, so it's pretty telling right there. But
I don't understand what's going on with Lewandowski. First match against Bayern wasn't pretty good. And he's been like the kindergarten bully, right? Like he smacks all these low level teams, Spain, but when he's good in Europe, he hasn't done well. So I don't understand why the odds are still so high, especially in a game against Bayern. Like Bayern has spanked Barcelona multiple times in every place. So
mhm.
I just don't see. I mean, those odds are right. I wish I can short those odds, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you should look at his numbers in the prior matchup. He had 7 shots, two on target. He actually had I remember because people played Lewandowski in cash games, and he still had a floor of 14 points, even though he didn't score. But yeah, it's like, do you want to? It's just not for cash games here at 10.3K. He's too much. Sure, go with it in tournaments. Go hope for he finally shows up in a big game, but.
Guys, guys, to those that listen, a tip: if Inter wins, there's nothing Barcelona can do. So they might even sit him. So
I don't know about
pro
that one.
pro tip: uh, Barcelona can't do anything if Inter wins. So they're done. So
True. Uh,
anyhow, so hey, okay, hey, Lewandowski, high odd. I don't see it. 10,300. I see it less, but hey, playing cash, maybe you get the 14 points plus the goal, you get 28, and you know, good luck with the rest. But
mhm.
yeah, I don't see it. I like the Dembele seems to always do it. In Bayern, who wasn't pretty good though, I remember, but I'm not sure if he played the full match or he started. I remember he wasn't very good for fantasy, so I don't know. Uh any of those guys. I mean, we talk about mean, if you want to do Liverpool lineups, it's fine. I'm not touching the Ajax guys. I think Tadic or Burgess or whoever plays in Ajax. I have no interest in any of those
No,
guys.
I'm not gonna play him against Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm kind of I like the Marseille guys. Um, I mean,
Really,
Alexis Sanchez seems to do well. Harik takes set pieces, I think. Son, not many.
I
Um,
feel like there's a clear mispricing here as
yeah,
we look at, like, if you're looking at these Marseille guys,
yeah,
um, like Sanchez 7,500, Hari 8,000. Like, why not just go to the starting striker on Frankfurt for 5,300, Kolo Muani? It seems pretty, I mean, pretty clear, like, why that he's mispriced here. I mean, they're slight home favorites, but they are a home favorite here uh, for Kolo Muani here. What are your thoughts about using him as your second forward?
That is, I mean, I really like the price, and he, as you say, he's in a decent spot. So I'm not no problem with any of the either Colo, Muine, or Borre. I'm not sure who's slated to start. Um, remind me the
Beret really
situation of you.
hasn't. Beret really hasn't started when Kolo Muani's been healthy. I
Yeah.
know this because I have a so rare Beret card that's not doing me very well. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we have yeah, we can talk about that one another time. Yeah, I guess you're right. So I like Colomwani. I mean, that price. I mean, he's been decent. Um, this group is open, right? It's Spurs first, and then with 8 points, right? And then everybody else with 7 or 6. So, yeah, I mean, um, by all means, I mean, if that's where the salary takes you, it's not bad. I probably like Muani a little bit more than Morata on the sense that it feels that Frankfurt might score better than Atletico in general. But I mean, hey, second forward, whatever you feel. Uh, any interest on I don't like Coman or Sane, right, at those prices, but um,
no, I mean it'll be hard to. I mean, you also got Coleman. Who knows if he's going to be ready for 90?
yeah,
I don't think he even played over the weekend because of a thigh injury.
yeah,
So I mean, these guys are kind of overpriced for this matchup, which is
yeah.
makes it a little difficult to play them. Is there anyone else in this low end? Like we mentioned Murado, we mentioned Kolo Muani. Is there any other forward that we actually consider here? I mean, it's you have some, I guess, Leverkusen guys. There's not a ton. You have the Rangers guys. I guess if you think that if Napoli score, if this is like a PSG situation where Napoli isn't intent on going for the clean sheet kind of a thing, like
Yeah,
maybe some of these Rangers guys down in the 4K range could be considered, but.
yeah. I like your play of Colomwani. Honestly, I think as a second forward for the price looks good. I mean, you have a discount. The next potentially playable guy, which I feel is Morata. Well, Thomas Mueller is just not a good play, not a good guy to play. So totally with you here. I mean, his numbers are decent. Marseille's not pretty tight back, and hey, it could work. I think it could work.
If you really want to go down, I'd suggest Ryan Kent for Rangers. It seems like
Yeah,
maybe he's the most set for 90 minutes. I believe he started every match in Champions League. I don't think, I mean, there's been a lot, they've rotated a bit because it just really hasn't been working in
yeah,
Champions League. So if you had to go to one, maybe Ryan Kent at 3,700, and he's surprisingly cheaper than pretty much everyone else on their team. But I mean, that's kind of that likely means you're what spending on two defenders, maybe spending on a midfielder. So I guess it's a weird strategy, but if you want to do that,
yeah. I just it's just odd. I don't know if it's because odd, but what is Thiago a forward? I mean, I don't remember a single game that guy has been a winger. So just yeah, if you want to play Thiago Alcantara, if he starts, I mean, be my guess. But
No, he's out. He's
oh, he's
out.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
My God, like why did he have forward? I don't remember a single match, not even in Bayern or Barcelona, that
Well,
he was.
DraftKings did this like I don't know a year or so ago, and they've never gone back on it.
Yeah,
It's been midfield slash forward for Tiago, and it's like, all right, well, we forgot about him, so we're not going to change his position,
yeah,
kind of a thing. So,
yeah. Doesn't seem to matter much. Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you. I think. Um, yeah, definitely. I like the column wine play for cheap if you wanna spend on Zielinski or you know, I guess I haven't seen the defender prices yet, but I probably TAA expensive. Um, so yeah, I mean, so take forward. I mean, as we said, Son hasn't been the picture of consistency. So the matchup. I mean, Lisbon probably is still tough. So all right.
right, for midfield. So,
Midfield. That's right. We talked about Zielinski already. Take
we
it or leave it, right?
we talked about Zielinski. I guess the question is if you go him or you because are you going to be able to go with? I guess it depends what you want to do at defense, but do you want like a Griezmann, Zielinski, and are you gonna do you want Kimmich? I guess is the question. Do we want Kimmich at 7,200 at Barcelona? Not the best spot, but I mean Kimmich is Kimmich.
Yeah. Kimmich is
Musiala,
Kimmich. Yeah.
yeah, Musiala's right there. Those are your main guys, really, unless you consider Perisic at 6,700. I'm not sure I would, but
Yeah.
those are the main guys. So are you looking towards Kimmich here? 7,200. He hasn't had what the first match Bayern won 2-0 and his floor was about 6 points. So
Yeah.
because Barcelona was pushing for a lot of that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. 7,200 or is it a situation where you don't use Kimmich and he has a floor of 15 points and you're like, oh, yeah, this makes sense. So,
Yeah. I mean, if you ask me between Zielinski and Kimmich, I feel Kimmich might be safer, less upside, obviously, but 1,500 is good money to use. Um, um, it's just, I mean, between those guys, I mean, I'm not sure what else is safe, right? Like Um, we say Windowsi is taking some set pieces, but it's 4,600 now. I see Jordan Veretout starting, but we know what Veretout does. Is a guy that can give you the what's the name of the Burnley guy? Can give you Ashley Westwood performances or maybe an assist, right? So
yeah, Moutinho, Westwood, those
yeah,
kind of guys.
Moutinho guys, but you pay what you get for, right? So if you need salary, maybe it's not bad. Everybody else kind of like, I mean, I try to like Perisic, but a 6,700 seems too expensive
Hmm.
for not as much outside lately. Um, I, keep going with the Frankfurt Marseille game. I'm not sure if Mario Götze is going to start. I mean, he's cheap. Numbers are not pretty good, but he does take some corners when he starts.
Yeah, I guess that would be something to look at. Getz has gone 90 back-to-back matches, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's actually been taking set pieces lately because it's been Kamada and because Lenz is playing out wide on the left side, so Lenz and Kamada have been splitting them.
It could be. I'm not sure.
So Getz doesn't even have set pieces anymore. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess he does. And let me see when last time. Do you have when last time? I just haven't seen much of him playing lately. Let me see.
I mean, he's had one corner since
Yeah,
August. So
yeah. I guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. In that case, I guess he's gonna be log lens on lineup. So
there is a question for I'm not. It's not the greatest matchup, but so we have Leverkusen, and so Demar Bay's out. Aaron Geese is out. So we have a situation with. Let's look at the projected 11 here.
Diaby probably.
Yeah, so we got Diaby, Hudson Odoi, probably the main guys. We can click into
Yeah.
what they've done. I mean, it's been a lot of Demi.
Frimpong seems to be the best for our game, right?
Nadim, actually, Nadim Amiri came on
Yeah,
and split set pieces with Diaby because he came on for Demirbay over the weekend. Uh, so I mean, maybe like Amiri is 4,100. He's a central midfielder, but what is this playing him for? Two
yeah, I don't
corners,
mind him
two corners at
honestly.
Atletico though. Is that worth
Well,
it here?
it's not like Atletico's being very tidy. I mean, for that price, I mean, I guess, I mean, if it's between Beretut and Amiri, I guess it's just a dealer's choice. I guess. I don't mind at all. I mean, I think that's a decent price, and I mean, Amiri usually, yeah. I mean, Demirbay. I mean, it's just a. I have seen Leverkusen play lately just for to see if Xabi Alonso has something, but his team has been disappointing so far. So you know, hey, I guess he's as good as Veretout. But if you go down there, I'm okay with that.
I'd actually. So we have a couple sporting guys here. Marcus Edwards 5,400, Trincao 4,800. I want to point out, so like if you look at Marcus Edwards' game log, he's gone 35 and 26 minutes the last two matches, but he's been the guy subbed off because Sporting had early red cards in each of the last two
Yeah,
matches. I believe he's one of the split set piece takers. I think with Trincao.
yeah,
I mean they're at Tottenham, but Tottenham are Tottenham. We've just seen
yeah,
them allow a ton of set pieces and get smashed. Obviously, that's the Premier League, and Sporting Lisbon are not the same level as Manchester United or even Newcastle. But 5,400 for someone like Marcus Edwards, even Trincao, who I guess has experience playing Tottenham, but I don't.
yeah,
I don't hate it. I guess it's sitting in this 5K range, so it just depends on.
yeah. I just being a stubborn here. I mean, I feel like to play this guy, just I mean, it depends if Veretout the star, but Veretout took sets on the weekend. I know he kills probably Ganduzi, but it's a matter of can I get 6 to 8 points for 3,500, and it's just I mean, I can always gamble with Trincao. I like Marcus Edwards as a player, obviously.
Mhm.
He's going to England. Those guys seems to wanna show their fellow islanders to how good they are, how they're missing, right? But I don't know. I feel that you know rather spend the money on defenders and go with Veretout as the second mid if you have Kimmich or Zielinski. So
Yeah. Yeah, I guess of course you just got to watch out for lineups. I don't
yeah.
think Payet's been starting. If Payet's in there, obviously he would probably
Oh my
be
God. Yeah,
on
Payet is
sets
just too
instead.
old now. He's sadly one
Yeah,
of the
he's
DFS darlings.
he's pretty much been benched, so
Yeah,
that's why we're getting this projected 11 that we see here. But yeah, I mean 3,600 for Veretout makes sense. At Frankfurt, not impossible, maybe not the best spot,
yeah,
but there are worse spots. I mean at Tottenham is probably a worse spot. So I guess
yeah.
there you go. But does anyone else stand out at the bottom range for midfield? We'll mention Curtis Jones here. I don't even think he's played in Champions League, but he went close to 90 over the weekend for Liverpool. I doubt he'll start, but just someone to keep an eye on if that's the case. Uh, yeah, I mean that's probably it. Like we mentioned the midfield issue with Leverkusen, like Robert Andrich is in there.
Yeah,
Probably won't play him. He's gonna get a yellow card. So,
yeah,
I
yeah. I don't know. I just doesn't feel like anything else pops. We
mean, would you
mentioned
go to
the
like
Porto
Lobotka
guys.
here?
We mentioned Perisic. Nobody in Atletico. I want to play a midfield. Um,
So here's your question. We had the Vitinha play today with PSG. Let's pull up to see what he actually got here.
You do all
79
right.
minutes, 3.5 points. Didn't
Yeah,
really do anything.
yeah.
So that was not too surprising. But we have Labatka for Marseille. Not Marseille,
For Napoli,
for
Napoli.
Napoli.
Yeah, excellent
Labatka,
player.
one of the guys who might go 90.
Yeah.
He's playing alongside Ndombele there in the midfield. It's
Hey,
why not? Why not?
I yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, totally. I feel myself as a child, like it's like the goalkeeper paradox, right? When you're in a PK, the optimal thing is to stand in the middle and wait, and you will save more goals than going to one side or the other. But after the third PK doesn't go to the middle, you want to move. Um, so nobody's gonna yell at me for recommending Veretout, but if I do my stake on Lobotka, I guess probably people is going to, hey, this
Le-
guy is just full of,
Labatka has 4 shots this season.
yeah. I mean, I for go Busquets, right? I don't know how it
we
feels
got
that,
yeah, we got Fabinho down here. We
yeah,
we had Fabinho scoring goals last season, but he hasn't really gotten us forward this year.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what I mean, this all right. That's it. I think that's it for midfield. We're
Yeah,
just talking about
I think
defensive
I'm good.
midfielders here.
Yeah, there's no. I don't think there's much value outside of the guys we talk about.
hmm
I'm just quite open, right? Like, let's just, yeah, don't lose it there, guys. Don't lose it there. Just lose it somewhere else.
Yeah,
Like
you just
I do.
gotta give your rose out. Remember,
Yeah.
we were talking Bachelor yesterday,
Oh
so
my God. Yeah. Yeah. I gave it to Neymar, and Neymar just step on it. But hey, and Mares,
never,
obviously.
never give your rose to Neymar. That was a
Yeah.
bad decision.
Yeah. So are we plugging the Liverpool guys and Lens? Those are our three the final spots, or what are your feelings here?
Um, we're getting a question about Zambo Anguissa for Napoli. He's 6K, but he's coming off an injury.
Sambo Anguissa 6K.
He's sick. Yeah, he's had some really awesome matches. Like he had a brace, he had a couple assists against Ajax, but I mean,
Oh, okay.
he's
I
just a guy
got it.
that pops up in the box, and he's not like even if he starts, it's hard to see him going 90 from a thigh injury. So if he starts, he's going to be one guy's come off, and I'm not sure he's worth the 6K. So, what were we mentioning? Lens. Oh, we're going defense here.
Yeah, so Lens taking corners. I just checked that, right? And
You're
he's,
plugging Lens in at Atletico. You're confident in Lens?
well, Lens is at Marseille. He has home base with Marseille, right? He's a Frankfurt
Man,
guy.
I'm getting these red German teams mixed up. All right,
I know.
yeah.
Hey, it's hard. One is a symphony, and the previous one is the corporate monster. You know.
Yes. All right. So we
Like,
got we have projected right now for Frankfurt. We have Lenz and Eric Jr. at wingback, and then for Leverkusen we have Bakker. We played him last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago. He
he
did
was
pretty.
cheap.
Yeah, he did pretty well.
Yeah.
3,500. Now he's 3,700, and then Frimpong is, I believe, mid. Oh no, Frimpong is defense. So we
Yeah,
got
Frimpong has been great.
we
Frimpong has
got
been awesome.
German wingbacks. We have TAA for 6,400. We have Simicast for 6,300. Your favorite Pedro Porro. We got the Napoli guys and Mario Rui
Yeah.
and Di Lorenzo. We got a lot of ways to go here.
Yeah.
So do you want to? I mean, you're already mentioning Lens, so you're plugging in Lens. You're
Yeah.
not even going to the Liverpool or whoever first.
Yeah, I'm plugging in Lens, and if he doesn't play, I probably play the Italian guy behind him, the Roma guy, Pellegrini, right? Um,
Oh, Pellegrini's back finally. Okay.
well, I don't know if he's bad, but I know if either Lens or him, right? I don't think there is anyone else to
Does
play that spot.
Pellegrini also take sets here?
Well, he's 3,400, so I guess, and he does take some sets actually. So
Yeah, that's just another injury situation. We'll
yeah,
see if he starts. He played 10 minutes last week in a cup match.
yeah,
He's coming off muscle injury, didn't play over the weekend. So,
Yeah,
I mean, again, this is just a situation with guys coming off muscle injuries. It's like
yeah,
they're probably going to go 60 minutes. It's just hard to see him going 90 when you got five
yeah.
subs.
Yeah, no, I see that, but I'll risk it for 3,400, right? But
All right, so I know your Liverpool take. You're going to talk about Liverpool. They don't attack in Champions League, and
well,
you're
but
not
they
gonna.
now they do
You're
now. It's
not.
different,
Oh,
right?
oh, they do now. Oh.
Oh,
Well, we got 6,400. TAA is the second biggest favorite. Isn't that he's not the first play into your lineup?
yeah. I mean, I like the TAA, but
You're playing Christopher Lenz over TAA though.
yeah, just because I have $2,000, right?
Okay. All
Yeah, no,
right.
I like TAA. I mean, it's just Liverpool obviously. I mean, they need points. I mean, this they can get complicated, right? If Ajax wins, I think so. Um,
I mean, yeah, I guess because they play Napoli in the last match. Yeah, I guess that's why it would be complicated if they lost. Yeah, because
we
they
don't
have, they
know,
have
right?
9 points and Ajax has three, so it
Yeah,
looks basically they can't lose. So
yeah. They need to win, right? I mean, obviously Ajax needs to win, but hey, I don't know. I think TAA for 6,400 is not bad. Chimicas is Robertson. I mean, the Chimicas Robertson situation kind of scares me. They kind of been playing not full matches either of them. So
yeah, so we can look at this. I think Robertson. Let's click into Simicast here. Cheat sheet, rotowire.com/soccer trial. Free 10-day trial. You can get this cheat sheet and you can easily click into player profiles. But yeah,
this is pretty
Robert
awesome, by the way. So
Robertson went 90 minutes last week. I'm just looking through it all. Sorry, yeah, last weekend they lost at Nottingham Forest. So Robertson's back off his injury. So we have the situation which we saw earlier in the season. Simicas, we saw him get a start, multiple starts with 59 minutes, 67 minutes. Against West Ham, he went 81 minutes. So that's the main worry with Simicast. I'm not
yeah,
sure you'll have that same worry with TAA, even
yeah,
though he's off an ankle injury. I mean, we could have the James Milner coming in kind of a thing.
yeah. The Jerry Mills experience.
Yeah, the James Milner experience. That's exactly what you'd call it. But so you're not going to be on the two Liverpool fullbacks here.
I mean, you can. I mean, there is as you say, there's some guys that might be a decent plug and play instead of Chimicas, I think, or Robertson. Like like the Napoli guys has been decent. Nuno Tavares of Marseille has been decent as well. Not Molina, not bad. I mean, he doesn't have corners, but Atletico needs to win. Um, Oliveira hasn't been bad, so I like the Napoli guys as well. I can see Emerson. People play Emerson. You have a Spurs lineup. Favorite of
No,
some
do
people.
not play Emerson at 4,900. Do not
No, no, no.
play.
Emerson Royale. Sorry, no, no. There's another Emerson somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure.
No, yeah, 4,900 Emerson.
Yeah, it's
No,
it's it's
don't
not
play him.
bad.
Do not
Yeah,
play him.
do not. All right, there you go. Don't
Well, he's
play
gonna
him.
score now, so
Yeah, don't play him. There's a ghetto guy. Your boy is cheap, right? James Tavernier is 4,200.
no, he's not my boy. He's Ryan Belangi's boy.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean,
He
he's for 4,200 is not bad.
he had a floor of 12 points in the first meeting. If that's gonna
Yeah,
sell you on anything,
yeah. I mean, Tavernier is not bad for that price. I mean, I don't think he has gone. If you click on it, I guess um, you probably see the logs, and
yeah, 90,
he's been
90, 82.
yeah, not bad. I mean, against Liverpool, 5 points against Liverpool. I guess not bad after getting manhandled, but
Is there anyone to like from Atletico here?
don't mind Molina. But for that price, I feel you can do better
Yeah, you
going
could go
somewhere else.
Emerson, right?
You could do Emerson, right? Or you could do. I like the Nuno Tavares, the Arsenal guy. Um,
Yeah. Okay. So
What about Frimpong? I don't know how much is Frimpong. Frimpong has been great. He was great on the reverse too.
yeah, he's down here somewhere. Where is he? 4,300.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time trusting Atletico, even though Molina probably plays 90. Um.
I
Uh.
think so for cash games, maybe even tournaments here. I think this is a three defender slate. As we're just looking at all
Yeah.
these defenders, you have a choice between Liverpool guys, Napoli guys. You got Christopher Lenz. You have
Yeah.
Frimpong, even Bakker down there. Molina.
Packer.
We
Yeah.
we have a lot of guys that you can pick from. Nuno
Yeah.
Tavares also, even away from home. It seems like he gets to a pretty safe number even without set pieces every match. So we got a pretty wide range here. So what's the cheapest we'd go? I mean, I guess that Frimpong's down here 4,300, 4,200 lens. That's probably the cheap end.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you can risk going with Barry Siege.
Like
Every,
no, yeah, I mean in the midfield for 6,700, probably not when
no, no, Borna Barry Siege, like the
oh,
the
Barisic. Okay.
Rangers left back, I think.
Yeah, 3,500. It's kind of tough.
Yeah.
Uh just because of the matchup. But I mean, hey, if Napoli score 3 goals in the first 30 minutes, this match is going to be open. So
Yeah.
go with it.
Yeah. Somebody's not gonna care, right? So I
Hmm.
think that yeah, yeah, Alfonso Davis is down here 4100. I'm not sure is he injured? I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure he came back. He's
Yeah.
been playing.
Like yeah, I don't know if he's
Yeah,
I mean,
he's gone back to back 90s. He's good.
yeah.
Yeah, otherwise, just
Yeah.
wait to see who the cheap fullback, $2,500 fullback's going to be on the biggest underdog. And he'll probably score a brace off two headers, two rebound headers, or whatever it was today.
Yeah.
So that's all you need.
That's all you need, man. Yeah. Pretty open slate. Hey, if it's fun, maybe get your expensive midfielders, play Colomwani. Don't play Griezmann. Play Griezmann. Play Son. Don't play Son. Play TAA. I'm yeah. It's good. It's a decent slate. I like it. There's options.
You're trying to get out of here without talking goalkeeper. Come on.
Oh God. Yes. All right. Let's
Who we
let's look at
getting
those.
here? Napoli 50% clean sheet, Tottenham 40%.
Oh
I
God.
mean, what did Donnarumma end up with today? I think he was 58% clean sheet. He allowed two
2 goals.
goals,
I don't know. Probably. I think like 5 points. He have like a couple of saves. I mean,
7 points. But I mean, was it worth it? Probably not. Probably
no,
wasn't
probably.
worth it.
Yeah. I don't. God. I don't like anyone, man.
Do you trust these guys at the top?
Uh.
Because unlike Tuesday slate, I think there is actually a way to get to the high end guys,
Yeah, I
but
think so too.
it depends if like you think the 50% is worth it. I mean, Rangers haven't been that good, so I almost like Napoli's clean sheet chances better
Yeah, me
than
too.
PSG today, even though the odds don't say that. So
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I like
I
Napoli on the top.
I'd say if you have money, go Napoli. Do you trust Oblak in this spot? 5,500, 37% about.
God, it pays me to say this. I rather get Neuer.
Neuer. Ulreich. Ulreich is starting. Sven.
It's all right. No, I don't like all right for some reason. I don't
Not you.
trust him.
You would play Neuer, but you're not gonna play
Yeah,
Ulreich. Okay.
for some reason, all right. It's just. I mean, I feel like he's okay goalkeeper, but I don't know. I am not excited about it.
Do you like either side in this Frankfurt Marseille match? Has the lowest implied total? Is that the route just to go one of those guys there?
I'm No
Paul
wonder I'm losing
Lopez.
money at DFS. I like that match to go over. So
No, you're going the Frankfurt Marseille over. That's why you're talking up Harit and
yeah,
Guendouzi
yeah.
and
I like that
Vericat.
match to be 3-2 or something like that. So hey, the odds know better, right? Um, God, I
Um,
don't know. I do you like Allison? I guess Allison is expensive too. I
I
guess I
don't
will
want to
try to
play him
pick.
at Ajax. That just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I think. God, I mean, how much is Allison, by the way? I can see 5,400. Yeah, I guess I can make an effort. If you can get Meret or Napoli goalkeeper is fine to me. Uh, if not, just the cheap guys. If I had to pick one side, uh, how was McGregor after the 7 goals for Liverpool? Did he get any points? I didn't look at it, but I just
McGregor, let's check it out. Goals allowed 7, 2 saves. He had negative 9.6
oh,
points.
great performance. Yeah,
I can't do that
yeah, no, I
after
can't
that
either.
match, after PSG scored 7. It does not feel right.
Yeah,
Rangers have been outplayed pretty much in every match.
yeah, I feel it's either him or Adan, which is Sporting goalie. I mean,
Yeah, that's who I'm looking at. Adon.
yeah,
He made 5 saves, got the winning clean sheet in the first meeting. Probably not going to happen again, but I don't think Sporting's last 2 matches, they've had a red card in the first 30
yeah,
minutes in their last 2 Champions League matches. That's not going to happen. Well, it might happen again. I don't know. All right. It might happen again, but I think so. Adon's red card wasn't it? He came out of the box and
it
he
was
might have
terrible.
handled the ball or something like that. Something stupid that
He
happened.
was terrible. He was terrible. He was his owner. Uh, yeah, I'm with you. I like that Tottenham Lisbon to go the under, right? So what is it? Um,
Yeah, I'd
uh,
probably go with Adon or go all the way to the top. I guess that's where you're going.
yeah, Adan or yeah, I will try to afford Meret. I guess you can sacrifice a little bit on defender
Mhm.
to go Napoli goalie.
We're getting a question here from DFS Chan. Do we need to chase goals on a Champions League slate, even in cash games?
Yes, but yeah, I guess it depends, right? Like
To an extent, yeah.
I mean, like if you have Bayern against Pilsen, Barcelona against Pilsen. I mean, you have the big PSG against Maccabi Haifa, right? You have the big favor, um, and the over under is probably 4 goals, 3.5, 4. I mean, you have to chase, right? Like, I mean, he works most of the time, but today, I mean, I don't feel. I mean, even though Napoli has been great, can Napoli run the table? Maybe, but it's going to run the table with the same players. Well, not the same as PSG, which is so concentrated into 3 guys, or Barcelona, which is Lewandowski and Dembele, or Bayern. That Bayern we have struggles because without having the Lewandowski guys, Mane and Sané and Kimmich, right? But you always have to chase goals on Champions League, but it depends on the slate. I mean, it's that this slate is very even. I mean, you take away the Napoli match, and everything else is, you know, what you expect for a home team to be odds around 2.5 goals for over under. So, I mean, not a good slate to chase goals, I think. But
Yeah, I think the thing to point out with just Napoli, I mean, you kind of said it here, is this isn't PSG. Like, even if Napoli score 5 goals, or if they score 7 goals, I guess,
yeah,
there's a chance none of their guys go over 30 points.
yeah,
Like, I mean, you could look at some of their game logs here and there. Sure, some guys will have some big matches. I think Raspadori had like a 30-point game off the
yeah,
bench earlier. But I mean, a lot of these guys are getting subbed off early. If they score 3 goals and it's halftime, these guys could all come off at half because a win is good enough to win the group here.
yeah,
So, like, this isn't. I mean, this isn't the PSG. in addition to it not being just concentrated into three guys like the PSG situation, all these guys are more likely to be subbed off
Yeah.
as it is. So that is, the main worry when you're like, okay, 10.5K, Kvaratskhelia, let's plug him in. Like, we see what he's done. Maybe, I mean, sure, maybe he gets a goal and assist and leaves with 25 points, but
Yeah, it's just every slate is different, right? Like, I mean, we in Champions League you get a lot of those that the biggest teams in Europe against the small Eastern European team, a small league team, even not so small Spanish third team, right? But in that case, like is Barcelona against Pilsen? Well, you obviously have to play Lewandowski, and he scored 3 goals, right? So it's a matter of that. But in this case, it's like, hey, Barcelona plays Bayern. You know, that match is being high scoring for Bayern mostly, but you can count on that considering that you have, Liverpool guys, you have Atletico needing to score. So, I mean, in this case, I feel chasing goals is not the right strategy. You can even try, I mean, for GPP, but there's not a clear contender. Say, oh, this guy has the most upside. I mean, you can say maybe Harry Kane have the most like 2 3 goals game, I guess. Maybe Salah, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel that they are mandatory like before the slate starts.
right.
So I will say
Yeah.
no, no, fella. Whoever asked the question just depends on the slate, man.
Hmm. Yeah, so I think this is easier just for tournaments. It's a little easier than Tuesday in terms of if you want to fade Napoli, kind of just going off what we said, it's pretty easy to fade Napoli.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I just keep saying it, but if they score 4 goals, like it's not going to be all from three players. Like
yeah,
we saw Zombo, get a couple assists or score already in Champions League.
yeah.
I mean, and
Simeone,
Dumbe,
man, all those
like
guys have scored from the
like their
bench.
fullbacks can score. Like the PSG fullbacks don't get involved.
No,
The Napoli fullbacks, those guys have shots. They have chances created every match. It's a different
yeah,
situation. It's
yeah,
you have pretty much everyone on the team outside of the center backs. Outside of whatever corners and set pieces and whatever. But all these guys can score from open play. Whereas PSG, it's usually the front three. So,
yeah.
but yeah. So
Yeah,
for
just let's say
tournaments,
that. I mean, probably a good GPP lineup is full of Napoli guys. You fade Liverpool, you fade TA, you fade set pieces and go with Oliveira, Di Lorenzo, Zielinski, Carabchella, and Lozano, or somebody else. I mean, if you like Raspadori better, or whoever starts, and then you fill the rest of the lineup with the guys you can. So I mean, it's not a bad strategy,
no.
but it's not like, oh, you are safe for to win if they score 5 goals. So
Right. If you're playing the 5, 6 Napoli guys, you need the 5+ goals to have a chance.
yeah,
All right, you're yawning here, but I'll get one
sorry,
last take from you. Uh, I don't think Atletico is your top tournament play.
no,
You've
not at
mentioned
all. Don't do it.
Frankfurt, Marseille. Who's going to be like your top look for tournaments here?
Top luck for tournaments. Hmm.
Like there are the implied goal total for Barcelona, Bayern Munich, the Liverpool Ajax match is pretty high, but I was on the Liverpool under against Nottingham Forest over the weekend. They're not. These matches have not been going the same for Liverpool than we've seen in the
Yeah,
past, in terms of just how many goals. Granted, they did score 7 against Rangers, but
yeah,
I think Ajax may put up a better fight. Maybe not.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It just feels. I mean, my problem with Liverpool is that upside Salah. I mean, Firmino's been amazing, but you're gonna pay for Firmino. Then is Carvalho gonna play? So what's happening? Is that Darwin Nunez on the bench, and is Jota injured, right? And Luis Diaz injured, right? So they have
Yeah.
to go with those guys. God, I don't know. It's hard for me to. I mean, I will say for tournaments, maybe do a Napoli stack. I mean, I like the Frankfurt Marseille game for fantasy points, but considering the goals that Napoli has been scoring, I mean, maybe go that way and get your Lobotka and get your Dombele or whatever you want, right? But yeah, I don't have a team. I don't have any clarity. I mean, and thank God you don't want my clarity because I thought Juventus was going to be awesome today. It wasn't. So, and in fact, Benfica was actually pretty good. So, um,
Oh, I had some Rafa Silva with
yeah,
Mbappe, but Messi kind of destroyed that. So did Vlachodimos, who barely surpassed negative points.
oh
It
yeah,
was a good lineup with Rafa in there, but it just didn't have the other correct pieces.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I like that match, but I, for some reason, I wasn't pretty excited with the Benfica salaries. It would have been a great match I mean, to get Benfica with PSG if you could. So
All
yeah,
right. So you're going Lewandowski and Musiala. That's your move.
that's my team. No, that's
Okay.
God. I really like the. I mean, I wish the Bayer guys were a little bit cheaper, but it's just hard. Uh, I
Who do you
mean,
think wins? Do you think Bayern Munich's going to win this game at Barcelona?
I do,
Okay.
I do. I seen the Xavi Neta is losing their wheels, so it's just
Yeah,
not
I
easy.
mean, we have Marcos Alonso here projected at center back, and that's what UEFA's doing here. So, hey, go for
He's tall. He's tall. Not a good defender, but he's tall. Hey, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I believe you're gonna see Spurs stacks. You're gonna see the Son Kane
it. Hmm.
several times. Probably Salah um,
Firmino.
Firmino's. Definitely some Napoli. I feel, but that I don't. Not sure it's gonna be uh, clear winner. I mean, I still like the Frankfurt game, but when I see the lineup, I say, well, I can play Colomwani, and then what? And then I just not pretty happy playing Mario Götze, not happy playing Lindstrom or I mean,
Christopher
I like Lens
Lenz.
is cheap, but
Lenz.
Lance, right? I like who is cheap, right? But it's not like oh he's gonna score. I mean, he's gonna score goals, right? So
The last thing here, Frankfurt, they're at a loss of center backs here. They're actually going to start a 22-year-old named Smolcic, who has 31 minutes played this season in league play and Champions League.
wow.
He is starting. The manager said he's starting, so that's something to keep an eye on. If you want to, like, if you're interested in some Marseille pieces there uh, to score a
Wow,
goal or
they
something like
really wanna
that.
play that guy? Okay, all right.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll check
yeah.
it
They have
out.
no one else. That's kind of what
They're
it
gonna
comes
play
to.
Rode, or is Rode on Frankfurt? I don't know who's anyhow, it doesn't
Uh,
matter. I
yeah, it
just
doesn't matter. All right, Luis, get out of here. That's it. Luis, thanks
all
for
right,
joining
man.
me. You can find him at Patrick Goal on Twitter. I am at Zdroik. Rotowire.com. Check out all our content. We're gonna have a Ryan Belangi article up Wednesday morning. We already got the FanDuel article up. That's it. We're getting out of here. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Luis. Have a good night. We'll see everyone next week for more Champions League.
Good luck, guys, and we're almost done. There's a workout coming.